for Flabonga Monthrothacube. With Dayle and Tony breaking all the rules. Talking tech, biz, and straight up chaos. Quick fire guests, oh yeah, we slay those.
Good afternoon. My name is Dayle Rodriguez. This is Flabonga Monthrothacube. With me today, I've got co-host
Tony Stevenson.
And backstage, we've got our awesome guest.
Ooh.
Awesome guest, whose name is Dan Boyles. Dan.
Hello. I was trying to
with
stream
us?
this to. I was trying to stream this to my audience. I don't know if it is streaming to my audience.
I will check.
I have no idea.
I can build complex AI everything, but I can't apparently get a StreamYard to go to my LinkedIn. What's going
No
on?
worries, it's fine. Dan, thank you for being here today. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, man. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, pretty good. First question for you. How long into January do you say Happy New Year? What date is the cutoff point?
I mean, I'm the kind of person that doesn't want to take my Christmas tree down, so I'm pretty happy to be like quite liberal with these Happy New Years, and probably the end of the month. End of the month, I'll say Happy New Year, because some people are still off, some people are back on. You got like the psychopaths that go back to work on New Year's Eve. They get happy. They don't get Happy New Year because it's not New Year. So I don't know. Yeah, end of the month. What about you guys?
I think probably end of the month, and it depends on when you see the person as well, right? Like if it's the first time seeing them, then it will be Happy New Year. This is a first. Had the guest disappear mid discussion?
Is that
There's one? No, there's one time I dropped off.
Yeah, it's happened to me.
Yeah. You're right there, Dan.
Don't judge me on my ability to press buttons on stream.
Well, let's go straight into it, shall we? You can barely work StreamYard. Why should we listen to you about AI?
I'll go straight in. I love that.
Go straight for the jugular.
Yeah.
I founded a company called Hello AI. Why should people listen to us about AI? First of all, I don't sell any AI tools. Our company doesn't sell AI. We're kind of in the world of charlatans and cowboys and everyone trying to sell you something. We don't actually sell you anything. We work with businesses and we basically go to them and give them a complete overview of every way that AI can be used in your business, what's going to stop you in terms of regulations, compliance, data, all the things on there. Our customers, so Lenovo and Nvidia, there's only two companies globally that they trust to go and speak to their biggest customers and work with. We are with them. I'm really proud to be with Nvidia now as well, because they're the biggest AI company. Our end users, we've got Monster Energy, Sage, Premier League clubs, EFL clubs, government. We've just broken into oil and gas.
Which Premier League club or clubs?
Can't say.
Just before we went on there, Dale was like, "Look, we don't want any beef started. Don't name anyone." Not even 3 minutes in.
No. That's not what I said. I didn't want him to start beef and diss other people. So there's plenty of charlatans we've all seen on LinkedIn and other platforms. I didn't want him to start dissing those people, but I did want him to name drop. I mean, when you work with certain brands, that kind of shows you've got credibility. When you're working with the likes of, did you say Sage, Lamborghini, Premier League football clubs, you kind of know what you're talking about, right? Yeah.
The biggest thing, man, the biggest flex is this. I'm on the Flabonga Monthrothacube. That's why you should listen to this.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Everyone else is paying me. You're not paying me. I'm just here because I want to be here. I actually cancelled clients today.
You said
to
he had
do this.
ridiculous amounts of charisma, Dale. You were right.
I told you. The man's got too much swag. It's not even funny. Wait, who did you cancel on, and will they see this?
Oh yeah, they'll see this. I told him I was doing it and to watch the show.
Hopefully it's someone very big and important who enjoys the show.
It was actually a Camtex.
Caroline, if you're watching.
Hey Caroline, how's it going?
Sorry, Caroline. Yeah, Caroline.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. In that case, I need to ask you some silly questions. We need to chain the silly questions. Tony, are you in the mood for silly questions?
Always, mate, always, yeah.
Okay, well, let's start with one of the signature FM ones. It's one of the ones from back in the day. I haven't actually used it in a while. Dan Boyles, if you were if you were a biscuit, what kind of biscuit would you be that actually portrays your personality and why? But don't just pick your favorite biscuit.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'd be a biscuit that's got like popping candy in it, because you know what you're going to get, but all of a sudden it just goes a bit mental, and you're like, oh, this is unexpected but enjoyable. And I'd probably say that sums up my entire personality, business, and ethos in life. So I think Fox's did it. They had Fox's cookies, and you had Smarties, popping candy, and little jelly beans in it as well. So I'd say that'd be kind of biscuit I am. Emphasis on the unpredictable.
I've never had the answer. That's such an entrepreneur answer. Out of the box, completely different. Tony.
Yes.
Can we do the coffee question early? Because usually we get too late.
Of course we can. Of course we can. Is it coffee or is it tea, Dan? Do you drink coffee or tea? Preference?
I do like a mocha. I don't like coffee on its own. Like coffee, I'm not a coffee fan. Mocha's good because it's chocolatey. I've also got raging ADHD, so it's probably best I don't drink coffee. Saying that, I am currently drinking Red Bull and smoking vapes before the show. But green tea, I am a fan of a green tea. Green tea at night or like a peppermint tea, I'd probably say is my go-to.
Your answer has basically scuppered both those questions. So I feel like we should create a new strand of this question, right? So the question is essentially like, say tea, then we ask you what order, the bag, the water and stuff. But when you make green tea, there's no milk. So like that's you don't like coffee, and asking you the coffee question is pointless because it's which is your favorite chain, generic coffee chain, and which one would you steer away from if you can? I'm sort of inclined to say, like, if you're an energy drinks guy, like, what is your go-to energy drink?
Well, seeing as Monster's my client, shout out Monster.
That Monster that you just swung onto the screen.
I know that was before. Like, I'm a realist. I do drink a Red Bull. It's a credit card.
This is where Dan loses a client because of us.
When the free Monster runs out, anything else is fair game.
Okay, I got it.
I am a fan of the white Monster because it's sugar free, and that's my pre-gym drink. I do like that. I'll try and have one. Monster Energy, 100%. I think with Red Bull is a bit boring. It's a bit small. And actually, Monster's entire business, we were sat the other day talking to some stuff on it, is the reason they're so successful is because they give you double what the competitor gives. So you get the bigger can and more variety. So you think every month they've got a new flavour coming out. So if you ever get bored of Monster, you just change the new one.
I actually don't think maybe I have drunk Monster unknowingly back in the days of like Jaeger bombs and that sort of stuff. But I don't think I've ever knowingly gone in and bought a can of Monster. But when I see them, I feel like I've put myself in the shoes of someone holding a can of Monster. And like, there's definitely some small, probably single figure percentage part of me that would feel like this was like a beer. And it's the morning.
Yeah, I think getting onto the tube, because they've got so many different colours. They do a yellow one that's called Ripper. I think definitely I probably have looked like I'm drinking like Special Brew or something on the way to meetings. Just there's nothing wrong with that if you're going through that. But like, necking a can of Special Brew is very different to necking Monster. But no, I think, probably agree with that.
Would you say you're a bit of a connoisseur of the caffeinated beverages then? Like, have you tried lots of different ones or?
Oh man, I've got to keep myself in check on this, right? Because I will just get addicted to drinking Monster. So to be fair, I don't like energy drinks for the energy. I just like it because they're sugary and they taste quite nice. So like, I remember back in the day you had like Rockstar and a few other, no shade on them on Rockstar. So if you want to work with us, we can. But yeah, some of the really sugary ones for the sake of drinking sugar. I was in America before Christmas and they do the liquid, what's it called? Liquid energy. You get 24-hour energy in like a little bottle and it's about that big. So I thought, man, I was buzzing. I was literally sat in the office just like shit. It was horrible. No, I wasn't down for that.
Going back a step, you mentioned you have one maybe before you go to the gym. What's your gym session looking like at the moment? Is there a certain routine? You're going for a certain goal? What are you doing?
Yeah, man. So like in my younger days, I was actually in quite good shape, and then I got really fat. So
you're preaching to the choir, brother. We're all almost guilty. Like, it is what it is.
Space,
we're all there. We're all in the safe space. No judgment.
30s came in. No, I'm 24 kilos down now, which is good. So this time last year, 24 kilos down. And all I do is I do 10,000 steps a day. That's the most. I realised that getting these steps in. So do 10,000 steps a day, gym 4 times a week. So gym is, and it's not hardcore gym, it's one day upper, one day legs, arms, back, shoulders and stuff. It's the only place I can go to apart from golf where I don't reply to anyone. Like the gym's my little routine in the evening where I just go and sit, and if I want to listen to Metallica or Megadeth, I can. If I want to go and sit and listen to Pink Pony Club or whatever else is on the vibe that day, I can. And there's no judgment. I just get on it.
Have you reached the level of maturity in your gym training age where you're like, I don't need to go and try for a 1 rep max every single time I go in the gym?
I've actually, I've got an online trainer. So I was never bought into this. I've got an online trainer, a guy called Ollie Hines. Shout out, everyone going to speak to Ollie because he's very good. He shouts at us. I say shouts. He gives us untold amounts of grief on our app if we do like max reps. It's all about trying to get as much movement and repeats and everything. So the day I was like, oh man, I think there's like a leg squat. But like the one where you're upside down and do it, I was like, man, I hit like 280 kilos on 2 reps. He was like, you're an idiot, stop doing that, you're gonna hurt yourself. I was like, okay,
he's not wrong.
Yeah.
I was there, flex. But Yeah, that's my gym. That's my life. Just steps and eating good. The biggest thing's eating good. You can't out-train a bad diet.
Do you know, like when you look at that chart and you've got like the amount of calories that your sort of basal metabolic rate takes up, which is just lying on the sofa breathing, is huge. And then you've got your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, right, which is the walking bit. And then you've got your exercise activity thermogenesis, which is just a tiny little sliver at the top. And you're just like, it's like trying to make a cake with just icing, right? Just if you're going to the gym.
I'd eat that, to be honest. Let's not without the voice. Give me a cake with icing. I'm on that.
I'm we're going to go into the comments. I'm going to jump back to the eating thing. I'm going to keep that in my head. First of all, shout out to Kirsty St. John, long-time friend of the show. She was on a couple of weeks ago, a couple months ago. Hi everyone, happy New Year, Kirsty. Happy New Year to Mehul. Hey man, thank you for watching the show. And Kirsty saying, laugh out loud. The thought of Dan dancing in the gym to Pink Pony Club. Laughing emoji.
Well, I'm going to up this one, right? I'm going to up this very quickly. I'm not going to hijack your show. I talk a lot.
Hijack away.
In my Spotify top rap, this is embarrassing. In my top 20 songs was I'm Just Ken from the Barbie soundtrack, and I also ended up in Texas. I went out there just before Christmas. I ended up really drunk in the back of a pickup truck driving to a proper like Mexican Texan dive bar, and in a room full of strangers, I got up and just nailed I'm Just Ken at 2 o'clock in the morning, very drunk, and that's my vibe.
Well, people haven't met you in person. I want to say you're at least 6'2", 6'3".
Around that, yeah.
You're pretty big dude. Basically, when you're that size, be as camp and as flamboyant as you want. Do what you want. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna be like, man, don't do that. Like, not me. So, yeah, okay. Eating. You can't out-train a bad diet.
Yeah.
If I assume you eat meat, you're not vegan or vegetarian.
Oh, look at me. Of course I eat meat. Burgers are the staple of my life.
Fantastic. If you could eat one animal for the rest of your life, forsaking all others, what animal are you choosing?
Oh, it's got to be beef. I love beef. Cow. Was the question, what animal would I kill or eat? I didn't hear what he said.
Eat. What animal would you eat? Yeah.
Oh,
When you choose cow, though, you're not having any chicken nuggets. You're not having any. You're not having any pork belly. No ribs. None of that. You're gonna have to stick with cow for the rest of your life.
I mean, pork. You can do so much. You can do burgers. You can do Asian stuff with it. You can bring in more like Afro-Caribbean style flavors. There's so much you can do with beef. You can, that's all I really eat in the evening is like mincemeat. And then just want to make a burger, you can. Make a shepherd's pie, you can. Make a lasagna, you can. So one meat, but multiple options.
Cool. What is the most annoying thing about the AI space and industry that you're in? What's the thing that irks you the most, that grinds your gears, that wish you could just punch someone through the screen?
I'm going to be very careful about my words on this. People selling. We are in a gold rush. For people that are in the space of AI at the moment, whether you're a vendor, whether you're a supplier, contractor, anyone like that, this is a gold rush unlike anything I've ever seen. Like I was at Microsoft when SharePoint came out, a whole load of stuff. And this is probably the biggest opportunity for businesses to make money. And what annoys me more than anything is when companies are selling something that we know in a year's time is going to be subpar or people don't need. So the amount of vendors that have put AI wrap-ons that they'll charge a premium for, but actually all they're fixing is the internal software's bad operating system or the bad bit of their software. Or the other thing is when people have just out of nowhere gone, I am a voice in AI, they've got a big following, they talk, people listen, and then us or other people in respected, I'm not saying respected, but respected businesses go, you're going to get people sued or there's going to be a breach of GDPR. And this is what no one talks about, right? So people that don't know what they're talking about, is that whole thing of like, stupid people don't know they're stupid, but they have a big voice. And there's a lot of that in the space at the moment.
Okay, this might sound like a bit of a meta question, but bear with me. How can we, as the consumer, learn how to weed out the wrong voices? Now, we know we should listen to you based on the credentials. You've just shared some amazing companies you work with, and that kind of speaks for itself. You can't bullshit those kind of companies. What could we look for to say, actually, no, I shouldn't follow that person's advice? What are kind of red flags we should look out for?
You can't. And this is what is so frustrating, genuinely, because if you think like what social media has done, so I learned this more than anything at TikTok, is if you have a big voice, you are respected. And we see it, I'm not going to go into this whole, you see it in politics, you see it in what's happening around the world in like geopolitics. If you have a big voice, you're respected. If you have a big following, it's automatically assumed you know what you're talking about, which you absolutely can. But sometimes it's really hard to distinguish because if I was to come on and say, you know, with such passion to a company, you do not need AI, they trust me based on what I say and who I am, right? On the same way, if you have someone that goes on and goes, actually, you don't need this, you need X, Y, and Z. If everyone likes it and everyone comments it, it's social proof that they're right. As a consumer, I don't know. I'll flip the question. How many times have you bought something off Amazon because you think it looks good, you get it, and it's just crap? Or you've bought something you really wanted?
You asked the wrong question to me. I'm really vigilant when it comes to that kind of stuff. I very rarely buy things off Amazon. I'm really.
All right, let me flip the question. How would you go about not wasting money? Because ultimately, that's what we're seeing. Like, you know, we work with a lot of law firms. So Hill Dickinson, for example, we did their entire transformation at my old company, Norton Rose Fulbright, Mills and Reeve. Like, not these people, but I'm seeing other big firms are buying into the hype and they're spending $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 on proof of concepts that I know aren't going to work. They know probably isn't the right thing, but they're being told to buy it. So how do we, like, how would you two weed out?
So this is kind of my bread and butter, and this is where maybe our roles or the way we work are similar. I have a very kind of strict kind of vetting process. Like, what do we actually need? Why do we need it? And who is going to review what we need? That's kind of my philosophy for any systems or change implementation. And having it in a quantifiable format, whatever that might be, I try and distill that before we make any kind of big moves. Now, I understand when it comes to change management software or processes, you're going to have to invest something, so either time of your staff or hire a consultant. But before, if I'm ever working for a business and someone's going to say, like, I'm going to sign a very big check to get a consultant, I'm like, hang on, let's do some of it ourselves internally. And what do we actually need, and what problems are actually going to solve? And do we need to solve a holistic, wider problem, or do we need to break it down into smaller chunks? So if you're asking what do I do to vet vendors, AI charlatans, whatever it is, it's what do I actually need, and will this solve that particular problem, and how many problems do I want to solve at that time? So I've kind of waffled a little bit. That's my approach to it. I'm not an expert. Actually, not. Sorry, I'm an expert. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's how I do it.
That's really good. And for the bigger companies we work with, you're like the ideal. You'll be my best friend and worst enemy at the same time.
I'd be terrible. I'm a terrible gatekeeper for sure.
No, but especially in the accounting space or in the accounting, bookkeeping, finance professional space, if you look at some of the smaller practices or solo practitioners, or, you know, sub 10, sub 50, sub 100 that might not have a Dayle or a Tony in the business to do that, you're still led by the fact that, you know, the reason kind of we accidentally exploded so much into the accountancy space is because businesses don't have their IT leaders or the people that can focus on anything apart from bringing customers in, delivering customer work, to actually sit and go, is this right for us? And what I'm seeing more is we'll buy it and work out if it's right for us, which is cool. I implore that. And it's, yeah.
Do you think that, you know, there's that famous procurement quote of basically, like, no one got fired for hiring IBM. Do you know that one? Like, you know, like,
yeah.
Take a risk on IBM and it goes wrong, like, no one's looking at you, they're looking at IBM, right? Whereas if you take a risk on a small practitioner, like, do you feel that the gold rush is strong enough that businesses are having conversations internally with such fervor of, like, what are you doing about AI? And that person's going, like, I'm not really doing anything, so, like, I'm just going to grab the nearest Dan or someone that looks like Dan and actually hasn't got the credibility. And they're just like, well, I've been given a budget, like, I just need to be shown that I'm doing something about it. So the least risky option is to just do something, even if it's not. Wow.
Yeah.
Geez.
You know, from my point, I set up in July and I had a target, and I'm like, if I can just pay my bills and kind of build a business smallly, and now smallly, that's not even a word, but build a business.
We know what you mean. We know what you mean. It's cool.
Smallly. And now it's at a point where literally this morning we've just signed off our first summit. So we're at Chelsea Football Club with a summit with Lenovo, Nvidia, Microsoft, a whole load of companies. And I've now got 9 staff in 6 months. We've grown 9 staff. We're in America. We're opening an office in Texas. We've got an office opening in Dubai. Like, the need is out there. And our customers range from solo businesses, so small business, 2 or 3 people, right up to Lenovo. So everyone wants to do it. And even the bigger companies that have internal change teams, the way that I see it is that normally CEOs are going, we need to do this, right? Our staff are going to be using this, so we need to get on the front foot and kind of guardrail ourselves. The change management team don't understand fully how to implement AI because it's unlike anything we've ever seen. It's not hard to do, but this is all I do. This is all I live and breathe. So for me, it's easy. But other people, if you're looking after the IT teams, don't want to touch it because it means security, compliance, Azure, data. Someone's going to turn around and go, why have we messed up our SharePoint for the last 4 years? We can't even get Copilot working properly because of that. So this doesn't
why
just
did you
become
hire IBM?
yeah, and also as well, like the bigger companies, like I have no right saying that my competitors are KPMG, Deloitte, and the big six, but I'm playing up against those companies when it comes to tenders and proposals, and we're winning business because this is all we do. Like we focus on one thing, and when we go to a customer, it isn't, hey, look how good AI is. It's like, show me all your compliance, show me your data, and if we can't touch those things, there's no point even putting AI on top of it. If you want to do it, go and get the free version of Copilot or Enterprise GPT, but stop buying into the hype and actually work out what is the why for using AI. And that's where we're different, is because I will not sell you anything. I'm agnostic. Like I don't care what you buy, I don't care what you use. The only company I won't work with is anyone that wants to replace staff with AI. I just ethically, I don't want to, I don't need to. So
what is the most emotional and or enjoyable win you've had with AI Collective? Like what kind of, have you ever is there like one implementation where you've gone, yeah, we really nailed it, we really kind of just, it felt good?
I think not something that felt good. It's just being at the table with the customers we have and working with them and not telling them what to do. So I actually say probably Texas, like being flown to Texas to speak to oil and gas companies that are massive, like conglomerates. Like the guys I was chatting there, I was like, you're building a pipeline. How much does your pipeline cost to build? 2.3 billion in the next 2 years. But can you tell us how we can use it for this sensors or this? Or, just being at the table for me is the fact I have a business and I can employ 9 people and grow. I just wake up smiling on that. That's cool. There's not one customer. Every customer is my best customer.
That's pretty epic.
But if they give me merch, they're slightly better than everyone else.
Well, they might give you merch, but then you might drink their competitor's drink. You were drinking Red Bull earlier.
So, yeah, you got to keep them honest. Yeah, wants it to be the next blockbuster, Debbie. Yeah.
Dan, what do you do in your spare time? So you mentioned your downtime is the gym and maybe golf. Is there anything else you do though, that's hobby wise that you just kind of where you zen out?
I'm actually really boring now in my life. Golf, Warhammer, paint Warhammer. Got back into that. Always wanted to do it when I was younger. Didn't have the patience.
Which class or race do you prefer?
Chaos Space Marines.
Always.
Yeah. Fair play. At the moment, like literally everything has gone in. I know it sounds really boring. Everything went into my business, so it's like work. Gym and health. Like I take a bit more serious now in life. So I'd probably say that golf. Massive Arsenal fan. If Arsenal watching this, you want to work with us?
Have you been like a Gunners fan like all your life?
I have, yeah, which means I'm not a glory hunter.
Does that come from like your family, like your grandparents or dad?
No. So my granddad was Tottenham, dad's Arsenal. I did support Chelsea for a little bit because my friend at school, his dad worked for Chelsea and he got me a Chelsea shirt. So I just supported Chelsea, and then I realised that I just Arsenal my team. Yeah, so just that, and I know it's really stupid, but like friends and family is key to my life, and nothing really gets in the way of that. So if work ever gets to a point where I don't enjoy it, I'll just sell the company. Like friends, family, golf, and enjoying spare time in any form. Yeah, it's just what I do. I haven't got anything in my old life. I was pretty interesting, magician, doing other cool stuff and that. So
let's go into that. So when you commented on the promo posts, you mentioned Magic Circle and Piers Morgan. Let's go for Piers Morgan first.
There's some other stuff in the middle as well, but let's go
for Piers. Like, what have you met the guy? Did you have a debate with him? Like, what?
Yeah, I've got beef with Piers Morgan.
What's your beef with Piers Morgan?
About this one. So I was a magician, right? So I'm in the Magic Circle. But it's not it's not the bad uncle magician. It's quite cool. I used to do corporate events. I went to Afghanistan to do magic for the troops out there. Did like a tour. Went to Afghan, Syria, and Iraq, sort of putting shows on and stuff. But my best mate won Britain's Got Talent in 2016. Guy called Richard Jones. He's a magician, so he won, and I was working with him. I was on the side of the stage when he won, which was pretty cool. And then after that, another one of my friends went on America's Got Talent, so I went out to work for America's Got Talent out there. So I was doing his writing, script writing, kind of the pre-production stuff. And then I picked up contracts just outside of work, just doing creative writing for magicians on the Got Talent franchise. So we did France, Norway, America, Britain's Got Talent, all these different shows. And then in 2018, 2019. Obviously we were part of the writing team, and they were like, we don't have a magician, do you want to come on? And I was like, whoa, way too many stories about me to go on TV and put my face on anything. So I was like, me and my two mates, we went on, we called ourselves the Brotherhood, right? And we put masks on, and we just had fun. We were like, we'll do it for a laugh. And then we got yeses, and then we got through to the semi-finals, and it kind of exploded a bit. And I'm like, this is we're in a bit of shit here, boys. Sorry for swearing, because this is only a joke. Like my mate, one of them was a policeman, one of them was a stuntman. None of us really know what we're doing. We have no right to do this. And I was still going to work at Microsoft at the same time. So I'd be at the like filming stuff and then going there. And we had they do the thing where like they'll sit down, and Piers Morgan was there. And because our act, we played Russian roulette with a samurai sword. So someone put a samurai sword, and we jumped off these things. And he turned around on the interview and went, do you think it's irresponsible for X, Y, and Z to have like knives on TV? And I got the hump with that. And when the camera stopped, I went, do you think it's acceptable to hack dead people's phones? Right. And it kicked off. So, yes.
I mean, at least you said it when the camera was off, I guess, out of courtesy.
If you then Google the Brotherhood, we were kicked off the show the day before we went on TV for being really dangerous. That wasn't the reason we were kicked off. It's because we had beef with the production team. Wow. So yeah, we went there. We went there on that one. But yeah,
not
I
on Piers Morgan's Christmas card list then.
I thought he would not know. I thought it would be a laugh and no one would take thing. I woke up in the morning. We were on 117 news articles globally about how the act was the most dangerous act TV's ever been shown. That's a lie. We just got kicked off an argument with the production team, but I'll take that. I was
gonna say I recall this famous magicians. I want to say they have a white tiger. What are the names?
Oh, the crazy mullets.
Yeah. They had a white tiger in their show. I feel like that's more dangerous than knives, no?
Yeah, the tiger ate them as well.
Eventually ate them.
Yeah. Well, you had controversy. That's the controversy you're going to get.
That's quite a story, mate, I have to say.
And then the next one you mentioned being shot at in Afghanistan. I assume that's because you were out there entertaining troops and
this went really bad. Like normally my gigs, I used to go like Dubai and do all these cool. Did Barcelona football club. I did all these cool events. You turn up and you look like Blazer and you do some magic and you have fun. I turned up to go to Afghanistan thinking I didn't really think I was get there. I went to Bryce Norton and the first thing I was given was a bulletproof vest and a bulletproof helmet. And they were like, "Cool, if you get shot when you get off the plane, just run." You're like, "Yeah, cool. Not going to be that bad." And when it was so dangerous out there, we couldn't go on cars. We had to fly in helicopters everywhere. And the two of us, so Rich, my friend, because he was a soldier as well, he's in the household cavalry, and obviously he's done Britain's Got Talent. We'd fly in 2 helicopters, and my nickname was Shark Bait. And I was like, why is my nickname Shark Bait? And they're like, if they shoot your helicopter down, Rich won't take off. And I was like, yeah, good one. No, that was the case the whole time. And yeah, it was like the most heightened alert. And we went to one base, and it was like a kilometer square. It was up in the mountains. And he's like, at 7 o'clock in the morning, you've got Daesh that way, ISIS one way, you've got Taliban that way. They're all going to shoot at each other, and we just tend to shoot back. And you're like, okay. And they did. And I cried. In the scale of toughness, I'm a magician. I do card tricks, right? I'm not tough. I'm not a soldier. And then we took off in the helicopter, and it sounded like jangle your keys. And I was like, what's the noise? And they were like, oh, they're shooting at us. And we landed, and they did shoot at us when we took off. So.
I know your friend's a good friend when their joke is your shark bait and I won't take off. Like that's a good friend. That's how men judge their friendships. Like, how mean can I be to my mate?
It wasn't that. It's like the cool level. So we had four special forces with us as like our protection. Like when we got there, so we met them. I had 2, and the other Rich had 2 as well. And they just looked after us the whole time. And I was chatting. I was like, why are you looking after us so much? He's like, oh, well. The Taliban have infiltrated the Afghan National Army, and last week they just turned around and killed like 20 people on a base, and we can't let that happen to you because you're a civilian, so you're gonna have to stay with us. And that's the one who nicknamed me Shark Bait. It wasn't my friend.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but yeah, good friend.
Do you know Mark Lee, Dan?
Yes, I know of him. Yeah,
yes. He's Magic Circle as well.
Yeah. Yes. Mark Lee, yeah.
I mean, no pressure, but he had a trick.
He did do a trick.
Last time he came on the show.
Do a trick.
Just throwing out there, like just I'm not gonna like make you do anything or like ask you because that's
pressure.
Rude. But he had a trick prepared and it was amazing, and I love magic, so.
I got nothing.
That's getting clipped up for sure. That's getting clipped up.
Why was Mark Lee on here? How do you know Mark Lee?
He's an amazing accountant.
Is it? I did not know.
He worked at BDO for like 20 years. He was a partner there, and now.
You're talking about the same Mark Lee, book Mark Lee.
Yeah, which Mark Lee are you talking about?
Mark Lee, the magician.
Yeah.
Mark Lee, as in the accountant advisor, who's also in the Magic Circle. Like he's he's quite. I feel like he's quite senior within the Magic Circle. Like he holds.
You've got ranks in the Magic Circle.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about ranks or not?
Mark, if you're watching, let us know what you are in the Magic Circle, because I'm sure
I think Mark is AIM. So I'm actually not in the Magic Circle anymore because I didn't pay my subscription and I refused to pay. I got the certificate, so I'm happy now. It just stays up on my wall at home. But I didn't pay the sub, so my membership doesn't get renewed. But yeah, so you've got members of the Magic Circle, which is cool because you get the letters MMC after your name and you can use it on bank statements and everything else. I did try going to the bank and be like, I want MMC on my name. And they were like, what's that mean? I was like, member of the Magic Circle. And the bank managers looked at me just like, oh, what an idiot. So
great stories, though.
Yeah, I feel like if you got it, you should earn it and you should flaunt it. I don't see why not have MMC. Have it.
And then you've got associate of the inner Magic Circle. So Magic Circle, I think there's like 1700 members around the world, which in itself is quite cool. And then you've got associate in a Magic Circle, and that's like you're someone, you're good. If you're in the AIMC, and you get a little medal that you wear as well. And then you've got the inner Magic Circle, the member of the inner Magic Circle, so MIMC. I think there's only like 100 of them.
I assume that's people like Penn and Teller, that kind of level.
Yeah, Penn and Teller, Darren Brown, Dynamo, all like the big name magicians are in the inner Magic Circle. But it's cool though, because the Magic Circle's at Euston. It's just around the corner. It's like Hogwarts. You walk down this nondescript road. You walk and there's just a door with a security man outside. You sacrifice your goat and show your gang sign and they let you in. And then I'm joking, we don't sacrifice goats or throw gang signs, but you show a little membership card, you shake their hand. It's the most beautiful building. It's got a theatre inside. It's got like incredible museum, library, all the old stuff from like Houdini, all the art. It's incredible. It's such an amazing place.
I kind of want to start stirring the pot a little bit.
Stir
the pot?
Just do what you want.
Who's the hackiest famous magician you can think of?
Define hackiest.
As in, like, overhyped, magic's kind of crude. You as someone who maybe knows a trade but goes, how are they famous? Like, not say you're jealous, but like, do you mean like some people like you're like, how have you become famous? Do you know what I mean?
Nah, I'm not answering that. Everyone's cool.
Wait, will you
That's beef
answer?
I don't want.
Will you answer offline?
Yeah,
will you answer offline? So we go
100%.
Right,
I will take smoke off the AI community, off the accounting community. I don't want smoke with magicians. Not a chance. Just like, they could teleport and do some. I just respect them. I respect anyone that's. I think anyone that's doing that is like, yeah, fair play to them. It's cool.
I also feel like I've been talking an awful lot, and Tony hasn't said that much. Tony, I'm just gonna chill for a little bit. You just do your thing.
I'm really just debating in my brain whether, because this show should be about Dan, not be about me. But I had this story that it's made me want to tell twice now with some of his commentary about the Magic Taxi. And when you were saying you were in the back of a pickup in Texas having drinking, so my wife and I went traveling around the world for the best part of a year in 2016 to 2017, and one of the places that we stopped was Bangkok, and we stayed just off the Khao San Road, and we're like famous, like for anyone who's not familiar with the Khao San Road, sort of the epicenter of drinking and partying and general debauchery in Bangkok. And it's famous for serving drinks in buckets and being a pretty heavy place to go. So we thought, let's go for some drinks on Khao San Road. So we went for some drinks on Khao San Road, and we was chatting to people. And we were chatting to this guy, and he introduced himself. He's like, hi, my name's Gary. I'm from Finland. And everyone just started calling him Gary from Finland. And he was quite a sort of like decent Viking looking guy, shaved head, beard, really thick set, looked like he could carry a tree, no trouble. And he was just drinking neat spirits on ice with no dilution on Khao San Road, which we all thought was quite an aggressive strategy. And he'd had a few of these, and he'd sort of like, things off, you move on to a different bar, and the night parts off. And they as the night goes on, more people arrive, and the road fills up, and then it's not infrequent that somebody overdoes it a bit and gets a bit silly, and then what happens is they drive a pickup truck into Khao San Road gently through all the people, and then they like hurl the person on the back of it. So we were sort of walking back up the road, and there was a pickup and also people surrounding, and we're like, oh look, it's a Magic Taxi. So we went up, let's go and see what's going on, like everyone else. Walked up to the back, looked in the back of the Magic Taxi, and there was Gary from Finland. Sparko, like shirt up over the sort of half up over his top, absolutely completely Sparko. And I was like, there's no doubt in the world, my mind, that he's waking up in the morning going, I've got no idea how I got home.
With a face tattoo.
Probably with a face tattoo, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Amazing.
So that was just a story.
I wonder what Gary from Finland's doing now.
I've got to spend too much time thinking about what Gary from Vinland's doing now. I hope he learned his
he's
lesson.
head of digital transformation somewhere.
He probably is. He's probably some like high up executive with a very serious job of some sort.
I'd love it if he popped up in the comments now. I was like, me. I'm going with Vinland. Very good. So my question, just to bring it back to AI again for a minute, is so like, where do you see AI as being most impactful and most accessible for like mortals that don't have the IT background, you know, like just people who are going to be using natural language? Like if someone comes to you and says like, Dan, traps you at the bar and is like, I'm going to buy you drinks for 15 minutes and you tell me where to look and where not to look. Like, what do you recommend? What do you tell people to steer away from?
Yeah, I think don't buy a niche solution would be my first thing. Like, don't buy something just because it does one thing. I'll flip it and just say the only thing I'll ever say to any business, any individual, is what are you not good at? And that's where AI really can close the gap in the next 12 months. That's where we're looking at. Like, AI can do anything. You want to build it to build a sales team, voice activated, you can. Is it good? Probably not. But any business is like, what are you not good at? And that's where it's going to fit for this moment in time, right? So for me, for example, I can do this, I can stand, I can present, I can create document. Does it create better PowerPoints than me? No. Can it write a better keynote than me? No. Can it massively help me? So I've got ADHD, which means I struggle on things like admin. So how can I automate my admin? How can I automate my day run smoothly? So for example, where it fits for me is 8:30 every morning, I get an email that comes through from Jarvis that I've built. And it comes through and it says, right, here's every meeting you've got for today. Here's all the prep for the meeting. Here's what's going on for it. Here's the documents you need. Here's what you need to talk about on it. That helps me on there, right? So it's the same way if you go to a business, accountancy, whether you go to bookkeepers, anyone, what's the weak point in your business? Is it customer acquisition? Let's look at how we can use it for that. Is it client communication? Have you got too much work? Have you not got enough work? Are you going through a merger and acquisition? Are you bringing two companies together? How can it support that? Right. So for me, it's the great leveler. Like, we're not the best companies that are spending millions are probably seeing it as an accelerator, but in this whole like fallacy that it's amazing, it's incredible, at the moment, it's a leveler for every business. Right. You don't have to have someone that's really good at Excel in the business. We've all had that Excel warrior that knows everything. If that person leaves, we're all screwed. But actually now anyone can do it. Anybody can maybe stop using an external service for $3 or $4 grand a month or $2 grand a month on creative designs if you use the right tool, take advantage of whether it's Gemini, Grok, or whatever you want to create brand designs on there. Things like Canva. You know, I don't have to hire so I was just waving to my mum. My mum walked past, found him in the window and waved, so I just waved to there. You know, even things like Canva, being able to, I'm not a creative person, but I can knock up quite polished material really quickly using the AI features. So things to look for. What is being used the most? ChatGPT, brilliant. Gemini, brilliant. Copilot, brilliant. I prefer Claude. Claude for me is what I use day in, day out. But it's just understanding what you're using it for. Do I use it to write LinkedIn posts? No. Like, we're all sick of these LinkedIn posts, man. They've got rocket emojis. They've got
the M dash.
I use an M dash. I use M dashes anyway. I've not got beef with M dashes, but
I didn't know what they were until AI existed. Like,
no,
so
we had this conversation.
You can tell it's an AI post has got an M dash. I'm like, what the hell's an M dash? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Thanks,
why? Well, you know, we don't. Never in our history have I gone, hey Dayle, and then put a picture of a plant and then started telling you something. Why are we communicating like this now? Like, I might have put like a little thumbs up or something at the beginning, but I've never started putting like rocket emojis. Hey man, rocket. Wow, this is game changing. Shut up.
I put emojis so people know I'm joking. That's the only reason why I do it.
Yeah.
The smiley face or the winky face knows I'm being cheeky.
Yeah.
Or if I'm about to really annoy someone, I put a smiley face to soften the blow at the end of it. Like, hey, the smiley face. But yeah, it's just, don't replace what you're good at with AI because you're just going to become a robot and you're not different. You are the difference in everything. Use it to make you good at what you're not good at. And then normally tends to work. And you can put that into a business. What's a business not good at? Okay, do you know what? We're really struggling with recruitment. Cool. Let's focus on how we're going to use AI for recruitment. And that's when you can start looking into stuff.
And just to refine that down from a, you know, not a whole audience, certainly isn't accountants and bookkeepers, but there's a good chunk of them out there. Like, do you see like 2 or 3 really strong use cases for AI in that world that you're seeing again and again, people having wins with?
I'd probably say client management and acquisition, right? So for example, take it away from accountancy just so it can apply to absolutely everyone. before I've even had a conversation with the client. As soon as they've emailed in, it scrapes their domain, it builds an entire portfolio of the business, how many employees, any of their employees talking about anything at the moment to do with AI? Have they gone through an AI transformation? Who's their suppliers? Who posts what? Have they gone through leadership change, management change? How long's the person been in role for? What do they talk about? I'm prepped on every single part of that. So, if an accountant can go, right, I've done a lot of pre-work on the client before I even got there, so I know who I'm talking to if it's a big client, or how can I automate? Do you know what the secret sauce to everything is? That AI isn't even the answer, automation is. And if you invest in automation, you're going to win, and AI complements that. So Amy from Hancock and Hastings is my accountant. God bless her, because she gets some random requests of me coming through. But I went and sat just for 2 or 3 days in the office and just watched everything. And I'm like, this is not an AI issue. This is an automation issue. And it's not her practice. It was, everyone's in the same boat. You've got a lot of segmented technology. You've got a lot of segmented technology that's not cloud-based. The technology's clunky and doesn't work together. You're repeating 4 or 5 things every single time, whether it's putting stuff from tax calc into Dext, or you want from Dext to tax calc to this, or your carbon, or your Sage, or your Zero. Like, what's your problem? And the ones that I'm seeing winning are just having clear goals. And how we approach this with any accountancy world or any business is speak to the leaders and go, what do you want to do? Do you want to make more money with AI, or do you just want to serve your customers better? Right. And I think they're the ones that are winning on there. So use cases, if you're looking at things like VAT, if you're looking at automation, it's there. If you're looking at client management, I'd probably push for that at the moment. Client automation, getting back to people quicker, responses quicker, having the right information quicker, being prepped quicker, being able to automate everything for whether it's tax assessments, end of year, VAT, spotting the gaps. That's where it is winning. There's not, you've got individuals that go out and say, I'm using it for one thing really well. And I don't play at the level of going, I'm using it to use Excel to create this formula to do this. I'm looking more big picture, going, problems we can solve straight away is your client facing problems. Everything else is automation, and you can do that multiple ways. Power Automate, you can pay someone to build it. Yeah.
There's only if you zoom out far enough, there's only a limited number of problems that any accounting or bookkeeping business faces, right? And actually, if you zoom out far enough, you can categorize them down. Like, you probably start to get into the world of that not being true as you get above a certain size, but I think that size is probably quite close to the top of like the size of accountancy firms, right? Double digit probably numbers.
And if you think there, it's client acquisition, client management, administration. I'd say for any business, that's exactly the same, right? How do we get people through the door? How do we make sure they keep spending money with us? And how do we make sure that we're not wasting time uploading the same receipt to 10 different platforms? And
that they're spending the right amount of money with us as well, right?
But also, like, the worry we have at the moment, I'm seeing it in the legal space, is that people pay for a brand. Like the lawyers I have, I work with them, I love them, they know my business inside out. But I know I can use an AI service that's 6 times cheaper to get contracts, NDAs, employment contracts, anything like that done. And there's more and more disruptor legal firms coming out. They're going, okay, you want an NDA? Well, use it for free. Get an NDA from us for free, and we'll just make money off the advertising and the marketing that all your data collects. Now, I could go and pay my lawyer 800 quid for NDAs and to get everything done, or contract employments. I could use the free one. Now, at the moment, my relationship is winning with the lawyer. And if my lawyer's watching this, I'm not going to leave you. It's going to be really awkward if next week I'm just like, yeah, I'm using free lawyers now.
Pulls out a mug with their competitor on, tucks his Red Bull into it.
Yeah. I'm not doing well on this, am I? But yeah, it's kind of like AI, money talks on everything. I can pay £1,000 for something, or I can get something for £200. If I'm a new business and I don't have ties or an emotional relationship, I'm going to go for the cheaper option. And suddenly, if you start going, I use the in-house agency about the design stuff. If I've gone to a business and gone, don't spend £5,000 a month on an external design agency, spend £500 on this, and you can do it yourself. That sucks for that design agency. But my next call is to the design agency going, I'm going to tell you how to use AI so you can cut your prices by maybe 10%, make more margin, but you can service 100 times more clients. And that's where that comes in. It's the same for bookkeepers and accountants. Time, relationships will win. People will win, like the human connection. But if you can find a way that actually you're getting a lot more hands off in maybe the acquisition or the management or anything, give more time back to what drives that relationship.
I've always made the presumption that when it comes to professional services like law and accounting, that a software vendor might not take the full responsibility for the compliance work. Are you telling me that's different? Are you telling me there are now services out there that will take full responsibility for building an NDA, and if the NDA doesn't hold up, they're willing to be sued for it?
I don't know if they're willing to be sued, but it's free. So do people really read the small print? I don't read the small print on stuff I sign. But it's down to that thing of like, we had some legal stuff recently. We were going back and forth with someone about something. It was clear they were just writing it off ChatGPT, but they were trusting it verbatim what this thing was saying. I pass it to a real lawyer, and they're like, no, and that's it. That's all you need. Now I trust that lawyer more than I trust ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we trust anything. Facebook, we trust data when it's, you know, you see stuff on Facebook, you're like, oh, okay. Stranger Things. Are you Stranger Things fans, by the way?
Yep, just finished watching a couple of days ago. Yep.
Okay, so there's this whole thing at the moment that episode 9 is being dropped today, right? And the whole internet is talking about this, but it's only because someone put one post up going, oh, there's a secret episode that's dropping. Now everyone's making all the data fit to that whole idea, right? Even me, I'm on this board. I'm on board. I'm waiting on Netflix to see if it comes.
Refresh.
But that's exactly the same as AI. If I go on and say, hey, who's my biggest competitor in the UK? And I did this yesterday. I put down what's my strength and weaknesses as Hello AI, who's our competitors. I know my competitors intimately. I know everything about them. This was giving me customers that aren't even playing in the same ballpark. But the danger is I take that, go to my board, I go to Lewis and the C-suite and go, right, this is what we're going to base our entire business off, and no one's checking himself. So yeah, there are NDA softwares out there. It also, if anyone's watching this, don't put your company accounts on ChatGPT if you're not paying for it. Or if you are paying for it, tick the little box that says don't train the model, because that annoys me when I see people give advice going, oh, did you know if you take a client's documents and put it on here, then go onto this and use this API? And I'm like, if I found you were doing that, I'd sue you quicker than anything. I'd do a subject access request and go, enjoy. Good luck. Tell me everything that you're doing, because you can't. So yeah, rant over on that.
You referred to the AI that you kind of set up to help schedule your day. You call it Jarvis. Have you given it the Jarvis voice?
Yeah. Paul Bettany's voice. Yeah, I've trained
That's
that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So it wakes you up in the morning. Hello, Dan. You've got.
So I can talk to it and I can get it. I've tied it into different APIs, different stuff, so I can anything I want to do. I've got the Iron Man helmet. I'm at my parents today. I'm actually at mum's filming. I've normally got my Iron Man helmet that I can put on, and it's voice activated. And I've also got an arc reactor, so I can say, "Hey Jarvis," and the helmet turns on, and the arc reactor turns on, and ties into some speakers and everything. Yeah.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
I'm that nerd.
You come on this show, and you don't even have the helmet and the arc reactor with you. You talk about it, but you don't have it with you to demonstrate.
How many
Dan,
episodes?
I thought we were becoming friends, and this is
how many episodes with Dan do we have to get to before we get to see this?
Next one. It was just unexpected. I was here. I mean, I got a picture of it. If you want to see my picture of my Iron Man helmet.
No, I've already seen the post on your LinkedIn. I did some stalking. You see me. Dayle looked at your profile. I've already seen it. But now you tell me you could have shown it on the live stream, and you haven't. I feel betrayed, if I'm honest. Like, the wounds run deep, Dan.
I'm at the Boyles family residence. There's nothing here.
Do you know what? Do you know how you can make up to us? And I'm going to try and paint you into a corner. If and when Tony and I start doing these live, right? Because we want to do some like live ones where they're edited, and we'll do like some behind the scenes stuff. Come live, bring the helmet with you, and we'll do another one of these at some point.
100%.
Is that cool?
100%. Come and do it.
Next question. You have a couple of tattoos. Which one's your favorite? Which one's your most embarrassing?
Do you know what? My most embarrassing, I've got the Rolling Stones lick on my shoulder. I got it when I was 16, and I'm a massive music fan, right? So I got Rolling Stones, and I got the word satisfaction written underneath it, because can't get no satisfaction in the song. I thought it was really edgy and really cool. That was 22 years ago, and it's now like a birthmark on my shoulder, and I'm not getting it removed because it's painful. I've also got, I was an emo when I was younger, so I had the fringe and the skinny jeans and everything. I'll find a picture, because I had the blonde mullet and the emo fringe and everything. I was going to get swallows on either side of my chest, like there, and I got that side done, and it hurt too much, so I never got the other side, so I just got a random swallow on one side.
That's cool. That's very cool.
My favorite tattoo, I don't know, man. Like, all my tattoos, I've got 2 sleeves, right, and I've got hands and everything. I just got every part of my life. I just got a different tattoo for a different thing, and then I've got an incredible tattoo artist that joined it together. I'll probably say my favorite one. I don't know. I've got one on my wrist that just says Memento Mori, which is quite. It's not profound. I just thought it was cool. I read a book called Memento Mori, so I got that. But now I'm like, I keep it on my wrist. I'll put my watch over it, and it's like, you've only got a finite amount of time, so just don't muck about with stuff.
So that just means, like, remember
you're going to die. Yeah, remember your thing. But then I've also got another one that says Memento Amoris, which means remember to love.
Oh,
beautiful.
That's lovely.
I would say the most interesting one, my finger one, right? So I've got that. I got that. I don't know why I got this tattoo. I think it's
Illuminati.
See, this is it, because everyone's like, It's also
Magic
my
High,
wedding
I
ring
don't know.
thing. I'm not married. When I do get married, I'm gonna have a serious conversation. I'm not getting that removed because that's gonna be painful. So I've got Illuminati eye with teardrops, and I've also got quite a nice Illuminati eye there as well. I thought that was
Okay.
quite cool. That's my favorite.
We found him, Dayle.
People are like,
Again, that's getting clipped up as well. We can clip that
yeah,
one right.
just, we're gonna do the fucking the anarchy one like that.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
just
clip
do
that one up
yeah.
too. Clip. Clip.
People ask me like, what does it mean? I'm just like, can't tell you. And I just say nothing. And that tends to freak people out more than anything. I'm like, can't tell what it means. And just breeze over
You don't
it.
know.
I'll tell you what it means. It just meant I was having a bad day and thought, I'll get a finger tattoo. Stupid. I tell you what, the worst one I regret. I've got the words Leo and Apple tattooed on my wrist. And
Okay.
that is, I can't bend my wrist that way.
No,
But
I
it says,
get it. Yeah.
and I did that just for a magic trick. So I was doing magic at Barcelona Football Club. I used to do a thing where I'd get anyone on stage and go, we're going to create a poster. Think of any celebrity. And they say a celebrity. I'm like, imagine that celebrity's holding something. So I got some staff on stage and they went, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio and an apple. And I was like, aha. So behind me I had a massive poster. I pulled the thing down. I was like, I knew this was going to happen because there's a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio and an apple, like in a printed picture. I was like, but I went one further and I got it tattooed on my wrist. And it was great because I did it for Barcelona. And now that's 8 years later and I'm walking around and people are like, oh, why have you got Leo and Apple on your wrist? Are they your children's names? I'm like, I haven't got kids. Did it for a random Spanish man in Spain 8 years ago and it's still on me. So yeah.
Okay, I got one for you. You mentioned you like music. We're going to go
Yes.
down the music segment. First and foremost, what is your guilty pleasure song? The song that you know that the lads, your mates, will tease you about. I'll tell you mine first if it makes you feel more comfortable.
Go on, you tell me yours. I want to hear yours as well.
Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone. I will put that on in the car. I'll drive somewhere. Since you've been gone. I'll be driving at 110 miles an hour. It gets me pumped. Sometimes I listen to it in the gym as well. Got the heavy squat going. Kelly gives me strength.
Tony,
That's
what's
my guilty
yours?
pleasure song.
When I used to work at Zero, we used to have like a joke about Kelly Clarkson in our team, and like there was this lad I used to work with called Neil, and whenever the music came on, he always used to go, "That's not Kelly Clarkson," and that's just taken me back. Sorry, just completely derailed me with that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a bit of a think about it, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's a good question.
I'm just Ken, but I'm not worried about that. Like I like that song. I'll embrace that. It's a good song, to be fair. Other guilty pleasure songs, probably "Jump" by Van Halen. I love that song.
Wait, that's not a guilty pleasure song. That's a banging song. Look, mate, let me reframe the question. This is the song, right? That if you had like your mates over at a party, or your music snob friends, or you were trying to impress a lady you're courting, and you had a playlist on, and suddenly this one got put into the playlist, you have to go, oh crap, that's the song I'm talking about. Because "Jump" by Van Halen, no one goes, that's a shit song. Everyone goes, that's a banging song.
Okay, right, fair enough.
Yeah, let me frame it properly.
I'd probably say Pink Pony Club. I'm vibing to that at the moment. I love that.
I can see it now. You invite someone to your house, maybe you've been on a few dates, you've got music on, then somebody goes, "Pink Pony Club." Yeah, you'd be embarrassed. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for sharing. We listen, but we don't judge.
Yeah,
that's not true. We judge all the time.
It does work. Okay, that's fine. What's up next? Are you going to go Paxman on me?
No. We've done some Paxman. Okay. What are the last 3 songs on your Spotify, YouTube, or whatever playlist you're on? What are the last 3 things that played?
I'd say the last 2 things I listened to this morning, it was Everlong by Foo Fighters, Hysteria by Muse, and I've discovered country and western music out in Texas now. So I can't remember the name of it. It's an absolutely banging song. It is called, where is it? It's on my playlist. Where are we? Oh no, it wasn't. It was Money for Nothing, Dire Straits. That was the last one I listened to.
Cool.
I play guitar. Some massive.
I was just about to ask, do you play an instrument? Do you play guitar? Acoustic or electric or both?
Electric and acoustic.
What's your preferred brand of electric?
A Fender Strat is what I bought. It's my dream guitar. I just want to be like Mark Knopfler. I wanted to be like Mark Knopfler. I look like Mark Knopfler. I've got the ability of a 7-year-old, so it's not quite there.
Fair play. So country recommendation: Josh Turner, Your Man. You have to watch the video when you listen to it because basically his voice doesn't match his face. It's incredible. Okay,
I'll watch it. Do you know what? I tell you what, I did end up this. So I ended up. I'm not a Robbie Williams fan. My best friend is. Jamie loves him. I ended up seeing Robbie Williams in a pub in Camden for 350 people, right? And I am now a fan of Robbie Williams. I liked his I didn't know. I knew his stuff. Didn't like it. Mate, he's so good. I'd probably say that's a bit of a good. But when he did this thing, he's like, I'm not going to be Robbie tonight. I am not going to perform. I'm just going to sing the songs I want to sing. And like seeing him do angels to 350 people, and he's just stood in the crowd, just like sing with me. Like I cried, I had a little tear. And the best thing is they took everyone's phones off them when they went in, so there's no, everyone was just present at the time, which was nice. I mean, it's really annoying when I couldn't buy my drinks because I couldn't have my phone. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. We're not going to let Tony off the hook either. He hasn't told us his embarrassing, again, if the lads around in the rugby club comes on. What's the embarrassing song, Tony? What are they going to tease you for?
I don't know. It's not an embarrassing song, but like I'm going to have to give it some more thought, but my rugby club's song has always been Sloop John B by the Beach Boys, which is like a banging song, but probably not like that expected of a rugby club when that's blasting out. So maybe that qualifies as a placeholder until I've given this some proper thought. Yeah.
I don't know. You said it with too much pride. You don't seem embarrassed by that song.
Oh, I'm not really. No,
It's
it's just an unusual one. Yeah, I don't know. I just need to give it
Again,
more thought.
back when you were courting your now wife, you put some mood music on, and what would be the one that would embarrass you? It suddenly came out. You're like, oh crap, I didn't want to hear that. Or you'd have to justify why that was on your playlist. That's the one I'm after.
It would probably in that scenario, it probably would have been something like rap based. So like Dre and like the Chronic 2001, that era, like when I was in my school and university days, that was just like that was awesome stuff. Yeah.
I think you should absolutely give us a rap, to be honest.
Yeah.
Can't throw that out. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give that some thought. We've only got 1 minute left, so
no, we've got 4 minutes left, Tony. But
coincidence.
It's 56 minutes.
We
started late, so we're gonna end late.
Mine says 59.
Convenient. How about this? Dan, what we usually do at the end of the show is you've already kind of done it through the show because you're awesome. We give guests a chance to ask Tony and I some questions. So we've grilled you. I went a little bit Paxman on you. Why the hell should we trust you? Do you have any questions you want to ask me or Tony?
Yeah. What's your happy place? Take work out. Work's not real. We spend more time at work than anything. What is Dale's happy place and what's Tony's happy place?
It's a combination of either food or the gym. One of the two. I like cooking. I like eating good food. I like preparing good food for other people. I like having my ego stroked. When I cook a good dish and people go, I've not tasted that before. I love doing that for people. I like doing it for myself. And like you said with you, headphones on at the gym is the time when I have my phone completely on silent, an hour or two, depending on what session I'm doing. I don't talk to anyone when I'm there, barely. I've got a few gym bro friends, but that's it. Yeah, that's good for me.
Tony?
I think that, like, from a selfish, so I'll preface this with like spending time with my children is like a really happy place for me because that allows me to be present in a way that I really struggle to be present in if I'm not with them. More so my daughter because she can talk and she's interactive, whereas my son's only 3 months old, so slightly harder. But from a selfish perspective, like I like to have it's something to do with like exercise, being outside, like a hike, something to do with like achieving something, but that something's already positively happened in a sort of like career sense or like a job sense in the day. So it's like I like to have done something, achieved something, then go and do something like physical and exercise based. Calms my mind. Yeah.
I've got last question. Really, really off like left field. If you could fight any celebrity, who would you fight? And I always judge people on their answers.
Can I? So we actually have a similar question that's preloaded. Can I change it a little bit? I'm going to ask it back. Just because basically I don't want to start a beef with anyone who might see this because we might get famous one day. We might have this person on the show. It might happen. So I always frame it. The question is, if you could punch one fictional character in the face and get away with it, no judgment, who would that fictional character be? That way you're not calling out the actor, you're calling out the character. So
Ron Weasley. Done.
It didn't even hesitate. Didn't even hesitate. I see how it is. You want that wizard smoke. You want to have a battle with him. Like,
he's just like he's always like, just give him, oh Harry, just go and crack Harry in the face.
I love that. Draco Malfoy's sitting there going, "It's going to be me. It's going to be me." And it's just like, "Get out of the way, Draco." I'm going for the main characters. It's so well. This is all about them, isn't it?
No one's going to argue.
I've never asked the follow-up question though. Why those characters in particular? I think I know why, but why?
Oh man, like they're on a mission to get rid. I'm a massive Harry Potter fan, right? OG Harry Potter fan. Fun fact: Harry Potter's original house, Privet Drive, is literally a 5-minute drive from my parents' house. And every Christmas I drive past there and wave at the house and then come back. Why Harry Potter or Ron Weasley? Just because, like, just suck it up, boys. Like, you're on a mission, right? And you sat there, Ron's crying. He's like, oh, Harry's trying to steal Hermione. And then Harry's just being like a little, just suck it up, man. No,
you were about to say little bitch, weren't you?
Yeah, I was going to say a little bitch. I can't say that, right? But, like, no, you can tell they're people in their life that have never been punched in the face. Yeah, Voldemort tried to kill him and killed his parents, but he's never had a punch in the face. You think actually sometime someone just needs a good crack and that sorts them out.
Fantastic. One of the best answers we had to that, to be honest.
Yeah, and to end.
I still want to know, like, what celebrity would you fight?
What celebrity would I fight?
Yeah.
One I know I could beat, that's for sure.
Yeah. My answer would be Thor, like Chris Hemsworth, right?
I tell you a lie.
Just because you can say you've had a tear up with Thor, that's good enough for me. Like, yeah.
I was going to say I've thought it through. I know it would scare the crap out of me. I'd do a Jake Paul. I'd take Tyson on and say that I fought Mike Tyson. I know I'd lose. He'd destroy me. But at least I can say I've been in the ring with Mike Tyson.
Depends how much money you pay him.
Exactly.
I'd get knocked out. Yeah, I'll take it. What about you, Tony? Tony, who would you fight? Celebrity. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It just could be for bragging rights. It's been like, I had a tear up with this person.
I don't know why, but I've got Russell Crowe in my head. Because like he's quite rough, isn't he? And like I think he would quite enjoy a little scrap after a few beers at the pub. He's quite big into rugby because he owns the Sydney Roosters rugby league team. So like I just feel like he would.
He'd enjoy it.
Do you want to do that? He'd be like, yeah, I absolutely want to do that. Like, let's have a little scrap. So yeah, I'm gonna go Russell Crowe.
Nice. And none of that was said in anger. So if anything, you're Chris Hemsworth watching this, I love this.
I like him. Yeah.
I just want to say, yeah, I had to tear up with Thor, and yeah, why not?
We're going to hit end stream now. Dan, thank you for being an awesome guest. Smile for
Thanks
like
so
5
much.
seconds because a little pause, and then we'll go out. And then I'm going to ask you the question I asked you before that you wouldn't ask live off stage because
Cool.
I
No
need
worries.
to know.
Do you want me just to flash that?